Hiya, interwebs, Girl Gems here with a commentary over a fairly decent game of hardcore free-for-all on Crisis. It's not my best game, but then I don't play hardcore much anymore. Way back when I first started with Black Ops, I was all about huge kills, and I wasn't happy unless I had a chopper gunner out and my dogs. But now I'm into core search, and that's completely different. So it was a bit of a challenge for me to go back to hardcore free-for-all. Yes, very definitely a challenge. I never used to play this timidly, and I really, really get upset when people think that hardcore is just for campers. I used to get many, many, many kills without camping. You don't need to. I know there are people who will, and I have friends who will play a game of hardcore, hard scoped at the same bit of map for the whole 12 minutes. You can fast forward through a game of theatre, and they don't move. I can't play like that. I appreciate that they do, but I can't. I don't have the patience. And in a game where you're going to respawn anyway, unless you're absolutely obsessed with streaks, I don't see the point in camping. Oh hell, unless you're like one off your chopper gunner or your dogs, then it's smart because that sort of stuff helps your team. Unless you're not very careful about what you do with your chopper gunner. And I have been booted many times for mowing down my teammates who just happen to be going for kills where the little red squares turn up. I did warn them though, so kind of their own fault. You get that. Anyway, in this game, I didn't have a running class on, and it had been a while, like I said. So I'm using a silenced ACOG M16, as you can see. Ghost, Warlord, obviously, Ninja. And I died more than I would have liked, but that's to be expected when you go away from what you usually play. And I did get a little silly. I got hungry for kills. After playing Search for so long, where you don't get a lot of kills, it was like, oh. I tried to kill everyone I saw most of the time and didn't take care and didn't use cover as much as I should have. So there's a tip. If you're playing hardcore and you don't usually, if you're not prepared to camp, make sure that you are using your cover. So anyway, I thought I would use this opportunity to let you guys get to know me a little better. Well, okay, so I'm in my 30s and games are a great hobby for me. I use them mostly for stress relief and socializing without having to get dressed up and going out. You can game in your pajamas. There aren't many pastimes that you can do that, and I think it's perfect. Games also appeal to my competitive side. I am very competitive by nature. I try to keep it in check, but doesn't always work. It's sort of hardwired. I'm a pianist. I started that when I was very young. I have a music education degree, and I am relatively late to games in life because when I was a kid, instead of playing games and watching TV like the other kids, I was playing piano a couple of hours a day. And then in uni, that turned into about 5 hours a day. But in between there, I did get a bit of gaming done. But I grew up playing Stedfords and doing recitals and under constant scrutiny, and I became a bit of a perfectionist. And I think that's often reflected through my gaming now. I'm pretty hard on myself. I have very high standards. Okay, more about me. I'm a Murray woman. My mother's family comes from Torres Strait. I was born on Thursday Island. People who don't know where Torres Strait is, up the top of Queensland, between Queensland and New Guinea, there is a whole bunch of islands in a beautiful sea, and yeah, that's where her family come from. They come from an island they call Bardi, and I am very proud of my Indigenous heritage, and I can rant on the politics of it for hours if I'm not stopped. For Aussies who aren't from here, Murray is the term for Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people in Queensland. In other parts of Australia, they'll say Koori. So Koori and Murray are the same thing, but Murray is pretty specific to Queensland. What else? I grew up with my grandparents, my dad's parents, beautiful people, the whitest people in Australia, and that was in Gympie. It's 2 hours north of Brisbane. It's a really nice place. It's not fun when you're a kid, but as with most regional towns, you appreciate it more as you get older. It did suck a bit growing up there, in theory, but looking back on it, it wasn't bad at all. Anyway, so my grandparents got me when I was 5 months old and treated me like their daughter. So they were mum and dad to me. I was incredibly lucky and had every opportunity to learn and try different things growing up. And well, they're gone now, and I've been without them for a couple of years. And my advice to anyone who has their parents is to cherish every moment. Don't be stingy with your time. Give them as much as you can. You'll never regret that because you can't get it back when they're gone. Okay, that was pretty deep. And we might get into that some other time. So back to games. Yes, games are good. Like I said, I didn't get obsessive about games until recently. I played a little as a teenager with my high school boyfriend. He had an Amiga, and me and the boys used to play Nuclear War, Balderdash, Test Drive 2, and Altered Beast, which I loved. We wagged a bit of school under his house playing games until he got a car. And then on the weekends we played games while underage drinking, hooray! Playing Test Drive 2 for shots. Disgusting behaviour for a 16-year-old, 15-year-old when I started, I think. Oh my god. And then in our last year of high school, and I was getting ready for uni and doing music auditions, and he got a car, we started going out more for fun and less gaming. My first solo game experience was on the SNES, and that was Killer Instinct 2 back in the 90s. Oh my god. Some of you guys weren't even born then. How sad. For me. Yeah, anyway, that was the first time I sat down and finished a game in a session, and I experienced the therapeutic value of screaming at pixels and that big rush from winning that final boss fight. Yeah, that pretty much hooked me. In uni, like I said, I was playing a lot of piano, and I didn't have much time, but I played a bit of Doom and early FPSs like that. I think I played Hexen, but not all the way through. And it wasn't until my boyfriend at the time got a PlayStation that I started gaming instead of sleeping. When I wasn't playing piano and I needed to get away from the stress of uni, it was again FPSs that I loved, not car games, which the boys played. I got very much into Alien Trilogy on PlayStation, because you know it's the best movie tie-in game ever, in my opinion, that I've played so far. It was just fantastic. They got the sound right. The facehuggers were creepy in the dark, and the assault rifle sounded just sexy. A few years later, same guy got an Xbox, and I really didn't get into it because he was again into drivers. I didn't get into the rally games and the car games, but he got Halo. And as a typical girl at that age, I suppose, at that time, I didn't really understand games. And he said, try this Halo, we'll do it together. And we split screened the campaign, and I was hooked. I went back and did it again and again and again on my own. From a musician point of view, I just love the world, the audio world of that place. It's just such a deep and rich environment. It's just landscaped effectively, and it was far beyond its time. It reminded me of when I saw Star Wars, actually, when I was a kid, and how the soundtrack was just perfect. Yeah, I played Halo to death. I went all over each level. I found different ways to get to all the objectives, as a lot of us did. My favourite levels... let me think. I really loved Halo, of course. When you get out of the escape pod and walk into the world for the first time, that's just epic. Never seen anything like it, and it's still, every time I play it now, it just still amazes me how beautiful it is. I also loved the next one after that, Truth and Reconciliation. A sniper, first nighttime sniping and actually being stealthy in a game and having to think your way through. That was great. And I liked Assault on the Control Room because it was the best one to replay. So many different ways to do it. And yeah, punching grunts in the back of the head while they're asleep. Oh, such a rush. And yeah, I just loved it. I can't wait to see how they're going to play in Anniversary. It's going to be a very fun experience, and I'm looking forward to that. Maybe more than Modern Warfare 3, actually, just for the nostalgia factor. I'm very excited about that. So anyway, we're almost at the end of this game. Might just let it play out. I think I'm just about to... Oh God, I hope I win this one. That'd be embarrassing if I don't. I only played a few and I went back to search. So that's about it for now, and thank you for stopping by. Feel free to comment. I'm very, very new at this, and I've appreciated all the suggestions that I've got so far and would love more. And I'll see you next time. Catches.